4.3 was some of our shortcuts to solving that two triangles are congruent. So make sure you write down everything and make sure to write down the hidden word with each problem. So my first statement, angle LOM is congruent to angle NPM, and LM is congruent to NM. You always have to make sure that you label each thing that you're talking about correctly, and that was given. So there was no words in my given, so that means I'm going to be looking for either reflexive or vertical angles. Here I can draw out an X. Whenever you can draw out an X, then I would label the angles that I'm talking about first. So it's easier to see what two angles I'm talking about. Hot dog. And so now I can say that angle LMO is congruent to angle NMP by vertical angles. Oops. Now I have three parts, so if I were to trace just one triangle again, I have this. It's easier for me to see that I can say my proof statement, LOM. Remember, your proof statement is never prove. So I can go to my proof statement, and the reason would be, in this picture, it looks like if I start at some spot that has nothing, I don't have that side, but I have this angle. I don't have that side, and then I have an angle, and then I have a side. So it would be angle, angle, side. So here's my second question. Make sure you write down the problem, and you also write down the picture, and then everything I write down. So as you can see, I circled bisect, because whenever you have a word in your given, you should always use that word. And my reason would be definition of bisect. So if I were to say WZ, trace that line first, bisects VWY. Whenever it bisects, that means it cuts in half. That means I'm going to have two congruent parts. So I'm going to label the parts first because it's easier than to say the two congruent angles. So angle VWZ is going to be congruent to angle. Make sure you have your representation. ZWY. Definition of bisect. So now I only have two parts, but I need three parts to prove that the triangles are congruent. So in this picture, I see that WZ is used for both triangles. So I can use WZ is congruent to WZ, hot chocolate. That would be reflexive. So now if I just draw one triangle all by itself, I have this. So I can go to my proof statement because I have three parts. My proof statement is triangle VWZ is congruent to triangle YWZ. And the reason is never prove. So if I look at this, if I start at a spot that has nothing, I have an angle, I don't have anything there, I have another angle, and then I have a side. So angle, angle, side. Make sure you took down all notes and wrote down the hidden word. Have a wonderful day.